usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
And more than that, I would say that just because a person is a Negro or a black American does not mean that he's going to struggle for Negro rights or for jobs for Negroes or anything else. I think that today you could point to a large number of Negro leaders who have consistently betrayed Negroes in a whole host of areas.
They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals.
See, Malcolm X saw it 60 years ago.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Cartoons and Cuts, man, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the chase, man. That was Malcolm X. I forget what type of talk show that he was on at that time. I apologize. I was supposed to have a guest, but we got mixed up on the time, man. Sad, bro. Did a epic fail. Didn't specify on it being Central Time or Eastern Time, but it's all good, man. We're gonna bring it back. Like 4 flats on a Cadillac, man. But yeah, that was Malcolm X talking about the damages of what liberalism was doing and shaping America at that time, man. And here's another excerpt that I want to give you all before I even go deep into my episode. Just about like, you know what I'm saying, where we were about 60 years ago. You know, what type of mentality we had, what type of people we were, and just the difference of today, man. So here goes another clip.
As I was going back to see, he pointed out for me I could go back when I want to. Go back to where? Huh? Go anywhere.
Sir, could you stand up? We can't hear you. Could you stand up over there by the microphone?
You mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? We are not Africans no more. You have raped our great-grandmothers and stuff and changed us. Let me finish. And gave us a name as a Negro. I am not a Negro. A Negro is a person with a slave at the man. I just want to tell you that. And don't say nothing else to me.
Sir?
My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple. One of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, son, I think so. Simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain salary starting rates, and you would be promoted up to the maximum
No,
job.
I don't believe that. The white man is gonna keep you where he got you. You're not going no higher than he wants you to go. And we ain't gonna settle for nothing but all the way. About this violence and non-violence, I'm for violence. Because we have pleaded for the last 400 years.
Mr. Meek said you did not speak for him. How would you talk to a young boy like that?
Well, I would say I would definitely have to use the Bible, Mr. Dunn. Well, this is my own way.
I ain't no Uncle Tom.
Well, salvation.
You can't brainwash me.
Jesus said, first you seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added.
Heaven is on earth, mind you, brother.
Where you gonna go when we start revolution? Whose side are you gonna be on? Are you still gonna be on your knees begging for us jobs?
I will, as Mr. Meek said, he wouldn't just die standing on his feet rather than to die on his knees. I will die standing up for God, regardless of any circumstance.
Okay. Have God ever told you to let this white man rule you like he is?
Well, young man, you first must be born again. God is a spirit.
I ain't born again. I ain't got to be born again. See, I was born in a new generation. Your mother could have brainwashed you, but can't nobody brainwash me. I'm ready. It's gonna take young boys like us to win the revolution.
The white peoples realize today that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro. The great mass. Let me finish. I'll wait. Why, if you so militant and so intelligent, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
I'll tell you why, Reverend Mitchell, because I'm sick and tired of you standing up there on a television camera, a black man with a white heart and a white face. You're a black man.
I say that because it is.
Man. Yeah, man. So what we have right there was the mentality of these young black men prior to, I mean, this was like in 1955, I think, or 1965. Today, black people are at the bottom of every social, economical class, political class, everything that you name it. And we got to really address the issue and the root cause of what's really going on or what has been going on in our community. And it's the damage of what one Negro can do. I was watching this podcast called Vince E. Ellison Show. It's a great podcast, intelligent older man. So I'm kind of like using his story that he told about the movie called A Soldier's Story. And it was about basically an army sergeant who got killed. And the whole movie was about, solving the murder. Well, what happened in this movie was that during World War I or World War II, the black soldiers were successful in all of their missions. They were able to defeat and come back from their mission safely, and word around town bragged about it, and they was better than their white counterparts. So good that the French platoon women started flirting with the black soldiers, and the white counterparts, they got jealous, and so they got so jealous that they concocted a story, a rumor that they created that black men had tails, and so they convinced this one soldier and paid him some money to pin a tail on him and to wear a monkey suit and a crown on his head and a cape around his neck, and told him to jump around town and jump around the square. And they even gave him a script to read, and and it was on the script. It said they called him Moonshine, King of the Monkeys, right? And from that moment on, all the white women believed that the black soldier men had tails, right? I mean, but that's not all, man. So then when they captured him, the sergeant, I think his name was Sergeant Waters, right? Or Sergeant C.J. Mullen, I think they said they captured. But when they captured the guy, who created that act, they slit his neck. And, Sergeant Waters said that even when we slit his neck, he had asked what he had done wrong. And that's where we at today. The damage of what one Negro can do to our image. They said a spoiled apple, one spoiled apple can like rotten the whole bunch, right? And I think that's what has happened. And what is the spoiled apple, might you ask? It might be controversial, but I'm going to say it. It's Dr. Martin Luther King and his teaching. It's the civil rights movement. I'm observing it. I've been looking at it from a different perspective, maybe from a bird's eye view. And I would have had my guest, Dr. Terrence Roselle. He would have came on and presented different evidence and facts as well to support this claim that I'm making. But it's to be true, right? I mean, we can just see it today. How you look 60 years after the civil rights movement, we as the black community have gotten nowhere. And we were doing better prior to that. In the 1940s, we was overcoming slavery and poverty faster than any other race. We was thriving. You know, we was living in our community. We had the Black Wall Street. They bombed it, and we rebuilt it again, right? So, we was resilient. We wasn't asking for hand-me-outs like we are today. And when you look at it, just subjectively, man, and I know I'm not going to get a lot of views, and I know it's cool, but I feel like it's something that I needed to say. But when you actually look at it, man, and really diagnose it, and you see where black people are at today, take your personal feelings out of it. Because I know the first thing, well, not me, not me. Okay, well, fine, not me. Step over there. But as a whole, at large, all we are doing is committing crimes and begging. That's all we are doing at a large rate. We're committing crimes and we're begging. And it's sad. And we're killing each other at an alarming rate. We can blame the cops. Cool. We understand why. Fine. Systemic racism. We can blame the laws. Fine. But ultimately, we can blame ourselves for the ones committing these crimes on ourselves. When are we going to finally start taking responsibility as a community? We look back 60 years ago, and the whole civil rights movement was nothing about begging for your seat at the table, right? Begging to be able to, what they say, having the opportunities as white people. When we look prior to it, they already had black millionaires, Madam C.J. Walker, black bankers, black inventors, Garrett A. Morgan. All of these things was already set in place. And then I know the next thing that people are going to say is that, well, they had laws that usurped us or took our powers because we was able to vote. That's why they created the 14th Amendment, and that came out in 1884, I believe. 1868, I think, 1868, and then you had the 19th Amendment that gave women the right to vote. I think that was 1888. So you had all of these powers before the Civil Rights Movement. Everything. We had everything that we was able to do before the Civil Rights Movement. But we gave that up. We gave up all of our money. We gave up all of our power just to sit at the table, right? And to claim that we was never free when we were always free. When God declared that we was always free when we looked at the Bible. So when we look at what the Civil Rights Movement has really done for black Americans and black people, it has destroyed us. It has made us dependent on government. It has made us godless. It has made us monsters. It has made us drug fiends. It has taken away everything away from us. We now live in a community where we don't want to live in our community. Nobody wants to live in the inner cities of any place. And people are going to say, oh, well, they passed these laws and they did that, they did that. And the first thing people want to holler is that it's the Republican. And 60 years ago, if you just watched this interview, Malcolm X just said that who is truly controlling the black economical and socioeconomical system? It's not the Republican Party. It wasn't them back then. So you got to ask yourself, well, who was it? Liberals. It was the liberals. It was the Democratic Party that we had so kindly shifted to. And we only shifted to them because when John F. Kennedy bailed our guy Malcolm X out of jail, then the black people started shifting towards voting for the Democratic Party. That was a good push. That was a good swing. And it wasn't maliciousness. It was a real genuine intent as far as black people switching for Democrat Party, because we was just so ignorant and we thought that was a good move. But these people have been a part of every downfall of our system, of our upbringing. Who created the black laws? It was the Democratic Party, right? After slavery, during the Reconstruction era in the antebellum South, who created the black laws? It was the Democratic Party. These are just the facts. And now everybody want to talk about the switch. Hey, 60 years later, after we continuously have voted for the Democratic Party, where has that gotten us? And the thing about it is that it wasn't even about giving us our rights. We already had our rights. We already had everything that we needed, but we assimilated the world's weakest beta male to the status. And that's Dr. Martin Luther King, the man that told us to turn the other cheek if somebody hits you. The man that told you to get sprayed by dogs. To get bit by dogs and get sprayed by water hose. The whole thing was a rouge. I'm here to tell you that now. So when it comes out this January on his birthday, and you know what I mean, Black History Month, when you really start seeing why people are saying FMLK, you're gonna come back to me and you be like, well, damn. And it's because, yeah, it's true. MLK was working with communists. Communists like Stanley Levison, Bayard Rustin, Gus Hall. These are all known communists that was a part of the civil rights movement. When we go back and look at the FBI files and the JFK files, I remember as a kid they was telling us that they were spying on MLK, and they had found files, and they had tapped his room, and they said that he was hanging out with communists. And I remember at the time being a kid, like, man, he's racist, and oh man, why is he being this way? And that's just that racist slander talk. But I was a kid. So like the Bible said, when I was a kid, I thought I was a kid. But now that I'm a man, I think like a man, and I put away my childish ways. And putting away your childish ways sometimes is just your thinking, your critical thinking skills, and just being able to sit back and just digest the information first at hand. Any type of, whether you disagree or agree with it, the first thing it is just to accept it. That's one of the 4 agreements, is just accept it. You know what I mean? And not to take everything personal, right? So you got to accept it and then digest the information. And then once when you digest the information, why don't you go research it yourself instead of just saying, no, it's not true. Or maybe it is true and just taking someone's word for face value. Go out and seek the knowledge yourself. Well, I went out and seek the knowledge myself. And I found out that, yeah, everything ain't as good as it seems, man. MLK was working with communists. MLK knew that he was working with communists, right? MLK was funded by communists, right? And then when you really look at the agendas and everything that he was asking for, it was in a communist manner. First off, his name wasn't even Martin Luther King. His name was Michael. First off, let's get that out the way. His name was Michael, right? He was born named Michael Luther King, right? And then as he started to get this claim to fame, he changed his name. They changed his name to Martin, right? To fit the character Martin Luther, the first founder of the Lutheran Church. So that's a lie, right? Number one, that's lie number one. And then we find out that the whole civil rights movement was staged by communists to get black people to believe that America has polished their image, that America isn't racist. Like it was code for policy. All it did was get us dependent on the government. All it did was get us dependent on government policies. Because from there, what did they roll out? Government housing, government stipends for the food stamps, the One Man Act. I mean, the No Man Act, where you couldn't have a man in there in the household and all of that jazz. All of these things rolled out after the Civil Rights Movement and during the Civil Rights Movement, and was co-signed by your boy, Dr. Michael Luther King. These are just the facts. He was also the first recipient of the Margaret Sanger Award, man. Some people might ask, who is Margaret Sanger? Some people might know. Some people might not know. But who is she? She's the person that created eugenics, and she's the founder of Planned Parenthood, right? She's the founder of Planned Parenthood, and Martin Luther King was the first recipient of the Margaret Sanger Award. And when you look at every black community, what do you see? Planned Parenthood, man. Like, the poverty decline, man, from 1940 to 1960, then flatlined after 1965. What changed? In Mary Dutzweck, Cold War Civil Rights, she's the author of the book called Cold War Civil Rights. She said the civil rights movement was an image campaign for America. It was not for true advancement for black people. That's in our book, man. Y'all go check it out, man. It's called Cold War Civil Rights by Mary Dudzak. Dudziak. Okay? So, and then let me just ask you something, man. Like Martin Luther King said, who taught you how to hate yourself? Right? When you look at every major city, Baltimore, Chicago, Atlanta, D.C., New Orleans, St. Louis, L.A., when you look at all of these inner cities, who controls them? Who controls the political system? Who controls it on the local level, on the state level? Democrats. Who's our mayor here in St. Louis? We got a Democratic mayor. Who's been our mayor in St. Louis all of these years? A Democratic mayor. So you can't tell me that it's a Republican that's stopping the advancement of the inner cities. Who's the mayor of Chicago? Black person. Who's the mayor, black and Democrat? Who's the mayor of D.C.? A black woman, she's a Democrat. Who's the mayor of Chicago? A black man, he's a Democrat. Who's the mayor of L.A.? A white man, he's a Democrat. And all of these places are, what do they all have in common? High crime rate. The school rate is trash, right? Poverty is just crazy and being over-policed. Drug rates, incarceration rate. All of these things have in the same, and we keep voting for the same party. The damage of what one Negro has done to us. The damage, man. Look at our family. Prior to the 1965, we was married at an 80% household. The man and the woman stayed in the household together. Now, it's the opposite. 80% of us are born into wedlock. It's just the truth. And now you see and it's already a link between fathers in the home and active fathers and crime. That wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't on purpose that they did these things. And we keep trying to holler that it was the Republican Party. And it wasn't. It was your favorite Democrat. It's just the truth, man. They got usurped by the Democrat Party is no longer what you think or ever thought it was. They're a party of socialists and a party of communists. And they have tricked us, black people, into thinking that they are our savior. And if you just look at us now, like, look at us in our state, man. We don't even talk about this. We don't even talk about this, man, in our community. This ain't finna get hella views. The shit that I talk about, don't nobody want to hear about it. I'm just another black dude complaining, right? Because I got it good. Because that's not me personally. Because I don't live this type of lifestyle, right? But it's still my brothers and sisters, those derelicts and crackheads and those little babies that's out there killing themselves. Those still my brothers and sisters that I see every day, and it hurts me. So I'm using my platform to at least talk about it. And maybe somebody, is reaching somebody. And they're going to be like, man, we do need to change our image because we can't keep continuing to carry on like this for another 60 years. I am the product of 60 years after Martin Luther King. And I'm looking back and like, man, this shit is terrible. This is horrible. He couldn't have been. When people say that Martin Luther King will be rolling in his grave right now because how black people act, just like the episode when on Boondocks when Martin Luther King came back to life, or he never died, he was in a coma, and he came back and he was ashamed of black people, and he was like, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. And even after all of that, they still kept twerking. I don't think he's rolling over in his grave, man. That man knew what he was doing. He even said that before he died. He said, I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house. He feared that. Nah, man, change that word fear to I have successfully integrated my people into a burning building. Fuck that. He used to be all of our heroes, right? And I think that's the problem. We idolize the man, and when we should be idolizing God, right? We got streets, monuments named after him. You know what I mean? We give him a holiday and all of these things, man. And you can't say nothing wrong about Martin Luther King, or a nigga is ready to fight you, right? And I think that type of energy, that type of spirit of idolizing a man instead of idolizing God is what has gotten us. Because think about it, when the first thing they say is, what would Martin Luther King do? And, what would Martin Luther King do? Look at what he has done has gotten us. No fathers in the home. Everybody's carrying Dracos. Everybody's on drugs. Nobody want to talk about politics. Everybody's blaming themselves. We do nothing but victimhood. Look at how they treat us on BET. Look at how our 40-year-old man. I got into an argument with a dude on YouTube because Scottie Pippen, the way he was dressing like me, and I'm like, man, why is Scottie Pippen dressing like a teenager? And somebody was like, why is you trying to control or police how somebody's dressing? Right? And then it's just like, no, why do we always conflate control with having an opinion with what somebody is trying to say, man? It's like, control is when the government told you can't get a shot unless you go back to work. And a lot of people did that. Control is when the government said that, when Joe Biden said, you're not black unless you vote for me, and you guys voted for them. Control is when Barack Obama came out and said in 2008 that we all voted for him because he was black. That's control. I'm ignorant to it too. We all voted for Barack Obama because he was black. Most people almost did it again, voted for Kamala Harris just because she claimed to be black. That is control. That is control. And that type of control is what they have had on our people, man. And we living in a crisis. I don't even think people notice it, bro. But we living in a negative birth rate as Americans as whole, right? We at 1.6% birth rate. Why aren't we having kids as much? I tell you 2 good reasons why we don't have kids. I'll just give you one. Because the government incentivizes the breaking up of family. The government incentivizes it. When they're giving out Section 8 homes, right? They incentivize and they're saying, what man is getting on Section 8? I haven't met him yet. I don't know where he at. I'm going to be honest. I don't know too many grown-ass men, able-bodied, that's on Section 8. I know a lot of females. And usually they be the baddest ones. I'm just be real. It's always them, right? On Section 8, somewhere in the most dangerous parts of the hood, someplace in North County, off of Lilac, someplace, right? 4, 5 kids, maybe 1 kid, maybe no kids. I don't know, but they own them. And they find these vouchers and they own it forever and ever and ever. And people mad because they targeting Section 8 housing. Good, it frees up the market. You guys have been sitting on these houses and paying $100 rents and stuff like that on these properties and running the property value down because y'all don't pay for shit and y'all don't care for shit. Keeping these housing, you know what I'm saying, keeping these houses on the market either and devaluing the property of these. So now you're making the housing market go up because they got to build more houses because y'all not moving out of these houses. Y'all fucking up the housing market because y'all staying in the government houses that the government is paying for. And y'all mad. This is part of the reason why the housing market is fucked up. There's a whole bunch of other list of things, but this is part of the reason. So why ain't people getting married? The government incentivizes you when they say, oh, no fault divorce. The government incentivizes you when they say, hey, no matter what, go ahead, get child support, queen. The government incentivizes you not to go to work when they say go ahead and file for disability or food stamps or whatever. And I know people, white people is majority of that. Hey, man, right here. Look right here. Look at me right here. We're not talking about what white people, what Asians. We're talking about us right here. Keep your eyes on the ball because that's y'all problem. Y'all always focus on somebody else. And not right at home. And I know people like, man, you should be focusing on yourself. I am focusing on me. I'm not rich. I'm dying trying, man. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, at the same time, this is my opinion. This is what I want to voice. I would want to see our people in a way better position than where we have been. Rich in spirit. There you go, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, and honestly, when you think about it, rich in monetary goals, a lot of people who rich, they miserable. A lot of people who rich, they sick as fuck. A lot of people who rich, they went through turmoil. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can have all the money in the world, man. All right. But are you content with God? Like the perfect example. It was a figure. Since the civil rights movement, the government has given the black community at large $26 trillion. $26 trillion we have gotten over 60 years in free government stipend, free government aid. And guess what? Nothing is ever enough. And you want to know why nothing is ever enough? Because it's like what the Bible said, man. If you teach a man to fish, he'll never go hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you give a man a fish, man, he's going to be starving. He's going to keep coming back. Hey, bro, hey, man, that fish you fried yesterday was fire, man. You think you're going to cook some more? Can I get another? They always going to keep begging because they're never satisfied because you never taught them how to fish. Well, here's the thing. We already knew how to fish, okay? We already had our fishing rods. We already had our fishing rods and we knew what ponds to go to and stay in. Yo, boy, Michael Luther freaking King said, put down your fishing rods and come get some whites only pie. Come to Bob Evans. Now look, I just had the corner coffee. I mean, not the corner coffee shop, but I just had what's that stop? What I just had Crown Candy. It's busting. You know what I'm saying? It was fire ass ham sandwich. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is though, bruh, they told us put down your businesses, stop and integrate with the white people. We want some whites only, chicken, pie, all of that stuff. And then we found out that the food is bland and the motherfucker. We found out we ain't even want to be here. We found out that we don't even pay attention to politics. We found out that we lost our school. We lost our fathers. We're losing our children. We lost our women. Everybody's gay in our community. The women hate the men hate the women. The kids hate their mamas now because y'all raising the babies, and the babies is rolling their necks at their moms and cussing them out and all types of shit, man. These are the signs of the last of the dying times. Like, this is it, gang. And people think it's funny. Your little girls calling their mamas bitches and rolling their necks and shit like that. And we just laughing it and we supporting it and we retweeting and re-tagging it and all that shit, bro. Our music is killing us. Thank God that he's killing the music industry because that's what's killing us. Don't y'all see? And nothing's going to get right until we get right. Gospel music is destroyed. Like, I'm glad the Soul Train Award and BET, that's all the minstrel coon award. That's all coon shit, man. Got you tap dancing. Everybody's pushing the same agenda on some gay shit, on some devil shit, on some I don't need a man, I don't need a woman. You know what I mean? Everybody. But then they say, oh, but God, what? You can't be about God, man. If you can't be about God if you support the Democrat Party. You can't be about God if you really supporting or down with Martin Luther King. The man was a traitor. He sold us out. You know, it just is what it is. You can read Ralph Abernathy's book, The Walls Come Tumbling Down. He talks about it, how he betrayed the black community, and he knew it. And then before I get up out of here, because the 8 o'clock show is coming, and you know what I mean. I don't care. But before I get up out of here, from 1968 to 2008, then who did they usher in? Barack. Who sent you Obama? So they destroyed us with Martin. Then they brought in Obama. And then what did Obama do? He ushered in the gay era. He pushed stuff. Hey, he revved it up. He made sure that he took care of his people first. Who is his people? Hey, it's the alphabet gang. That's all. That's who his people is. It's the alphabet brigade, bruh. You know, and people gonna conflate. Oh, you homophobic. Ain't nobody afraid of nothing. It's not about fear. The only thing I am afraid. No, you know what? I am fearful. I am afraid that our kids are gonna get molested by these psychopaths because homosexuals cannot reproduce naturally. So if you can't reproduce, what do? You recruit. So I am afraid that this hypersexuality that we constantly expose our children to, girl on girl, guy on guy, like it's normal, constantly is going to warp the mind of our kids to where our kids will no longer want to reproduce. And then our legacies are dead. And then the human race are dead. And then the robots come in and take over. That's how they do it. And people like, good, I hate people. Good, I'm tired of people. I hate people all the same. And listen to the social engineering that they're telling you. If you all knew that these are all forms of communist tactics, everybody's the same. It's uniform, unilateral. Everybody gets the same pay rate. Everybody get universal. Uni. Uni means one. Uni means there is no individuality. There is just you. So if a man and a woman, and there is no such thing as a man and a woman, that means there is no such thing as black and white. That means that nobody can have kids. That means now nobody is nothing. We got one unilateral law. And if we got one unilateral law, who controls the law? Because if you believe in religion, and that gives you a different ideology and individuality, but we say, nope, you all are unilateral. It's only one. That means what? Who speaks for you? Who is the one? Then who is the source of the one? If we're not talking about God, the government? The government is going to tell us what to do, how to be. Y'all better wake up, man. Y'all better wake up, man. It's all to take over your human rights. And that's what the civil rights did. Think about it. It took out, it enabled us for 60 years, 6 generations, for us not to work. It stalled us. And then they came up with the crime bill and all of that other shit that was supported, heavily supported and drafted by the Democrats. It's just facts, guys. And so, hey, I'm talking to people who are turning 25 to 35. I'm talking to people who really want to change their life, really want to see a change in their community. I'm talking to those people. Anybody else, you already didn't like me, so it don't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Call me whatever name that you want to call yourself because you're just projecting. You call me Uncle Tom, then that means you didn't read the book and you don't understand that Uncle Tom was the hero. You call me ignorant, but I actually go out and read the laws and unjust. You know what I mean? Like, the fact of the fact remains that if anybody voted for Democratic in this past election, I'm going to say it here, and this is my last time saying it, but I'm going to say it here right now. You're a fucking idiot. And if you didn't know no better, I'm telling you now, you're a fucking idiot. Because they do not care for you. They want to hurt you. And if you're trying to tell me, oh, the Republican Party, stymie all of that. Stymie all of that. Let's just talk about historically the party that has constantly damaged you. Let's talk about that. Let's deal with that literal elephant in the room. I think they the donkey, but you get what I'm trying to say, man. Let's talk about that. So, man, look, as I get up out of here, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, that the damage of what one Negro has done, that was Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, W.E.D. Du Bois, the Civil Rights Movement, all of that shit, man, they warped our history. They got us celebrating perverts, man. Just like how we finding out that P. Diddy was a bad guy and, you know what I'm saying, they saying Sidney Poitier. Look, just like how we finding out that Jay-Z and all of our other heroes are terrible, nasty people. The same thing you're going to find out about Dr. Martin Luther King. The same thing you're going to find out about, W.E.D. Du Bois. The same thing you're going to find out about Rosa Parks. These all were communists. They went to a communist training camp and they have usurped us and took God out of us. How do you know? Look at where we at today, man. Just by following their teachings, just by following them, look at where we're at today. So you can't tell me that they're a good thing. That was a good thing for us. We're celebrating failure. We're celebrating failure so much that we still do it. We love toxic relationships. That's my man, even though he beat my ass. What was our favorite movie? Baby Boy. We celebrate failures. Everybody living in the hood. Hood's hottest princess. Like, we celebrate failures. Yes, queen, I can do bad by myself. We celebrate failures. We see more divorce parties and more gender reveal parties than actual engagement parties. We celebrate failures. And they got a street in every city in America, a failing street, Martin Luther King Jr. So listen, my people, I'm telling you right now that our favorite, AKA hero, man, he was a lie. He was a communist, and he has usurped us and took God away from us and made us a communist state. Made us a communist state. Black people our whole mentality is gimme. I should get it free. I should. Reparation. Everything is all a free concept. Where is it going to come from? It has to come from a hand, a government hand. Look, y'all. In my closing statement, Barack Obama, that's what I was trying to get at. But in my closing statement, Barack Obama, he was the next phase to try and keep us down. He didn't do nothing for the black American, but did everything for the gay American. Clap it up for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. But now it's gotten out of hand. And he was called our first gay president. You know what I mean? This is facts, bro. Newsweek calling him his first gay president as he legalized same-sex marriages. But he was supposed to be our first black president, man. Larry Sinclair, allegations framing carefully that it was a rumor that he and Barack Obama had some type of fellatio activity done in the back of a limousine in 1999. Read his book, Larry Sinclair. He was on Tucker Carlson talking about it, man. What did Barack Obama do? Oh, I don't know. gave us identity politics that trapped us for the vote for me because I'm black or I'm a woman. And what did we get? He killed school choice, the rise of the BLM riots, and they didn't do nothing but just take our fucking money and buy mansions in Calabasas. Obamacare, which didn't do nothing but jacked up the premiums of insurance because they knew it incentivized insurance company to get guaranteed money from the government. So what did they do? Jack up their prices. And what did the hospitals do? Gave you ambiguous prices. Thank you. So what did Obama really deliver us? Pain, suffering, and a recession that he only bailed out the banks and the auto industry. What did Martin Luther King give us? Pain, suffering, and stipends from affordable housing and all of that. And where has that led us? Earning less than 1% of the wealth. We're illiterate. We don't read. We don't even have these serious conversations because when you start talking about Dr. King, people get offended, they get in their feelings, and then they're ready to fight. I'm here to tell you guys right here today, and this is my last time arguing with anybody about this. Donald Trump is going to go down as the greatest president in American history because he has single-handedly saved us from Satan and the Communist Party that is known as the Democratic Party and the Democratic elite. You're not going to see it today. You're not going to see it tomorrow. But eventually you're going to see it and you're going to be like, damn, I was a fool. And if you don't see it, that's fine. But I laid it out to you how the Democrat Party has been nothing but a detriment to us since February up until now. You can go back and watch all of my previous episodes and you can find out how much they have been a detriment to us. And like Martin Luther King said, like Malcolm X said, it is the white liberal who poses to be our friend. Many of these black preachers are not real civil rights leaders, but they pose as such. So I'm going to leave y'all with my favorite quote as I walk out the door. The forest was shrinking in the woods because the axe convinced the trees that because his handle was made of wood, that he was just like them. I'm your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media, man. I appreciate y'all coming in, man, on this late night conversation, man. I'm going to leave y'all with some music walking out the door, man. And look, bro, all I got to say, man, is y'all got to keep y'all head up. Y'all got to really wise up, okay? Like, hey, man, it's really deeper than out here, man. Like, I feel like we kind of lost out here because we don't do enough research. We don't do enough research. And then when somebody tries to tell you, hey, man, this shit ain't what you think it is, then the first thing that we always do is like get mad and be like, oh, no, you got to be lying, or you know what I mean? And it's like, man, I might be presenting you some different information that you might never have heard before, but it might actually be true. It might actually be beneficial to you. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, but like they said, you can lead a horse to the pond, but you sure enough can't make them drink, man. So, yeah, gang. I'm trying to find this song, man, that I was looking for. I wasn't prepared, bro. I wasn't prepared. But yeah, gang. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Y'all stay prayed up, cuz, and like I said, man, really start doing y'all research. The Democrat Party isn't good for us, bro. Dr. Martin Luther King was a failure. We're celebrating a failure, and the liberals know it, and that's why he gets a holiday. Why does he get a holiday, and why don't Malcolm X get a holiday? Think about that. And that's because one was a rat and a traitor, and the other one was our actual hero, man. So, yeah, man, I'm going to leave y'all with Children of the Cotton by Gutter Israel. Y'all can get a little certain snippet of it, man. This is Cartoons and Cuts. I'm your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media. Y'all enjoy this music, man. It's my boy Gutted Israel, Children of the Cotton. Let's get it.
We the lost, not forgotten. You can never stop them. Children of the cotton.